Today is Tuesday, Parashat Shemot. I'm reading from the parasha of this week a couple of psukim here that we'll dwell on. Vayakom melech hadash al Mitzrayim asher lo yada et Yosef. And a new king arose on Egypt, one who did not know Yosef. There are many commentators who see, of course he knew who Yosef was, and he knew all the goodness that he had done for Egypt. Yet out of ingratitude, he seemed to forget all the good that Yosef did for the country of Egypt. And therefore, he goes and says, Vayomer Amo, he tells his people, Hine'am b'nei Israel rav ve'atzum mimenu. See, the people of children of Israel are more abundant, are more powerful than we are. Hava nitchakem alo, let's think cleverly what to do with them. Pen yirbe, lest they become so abundant. And if there is ever a war, and if war breaks out, they will join our enemies and fight against us, and go up from the land. And this is the justification for enslaving the Jewish people in Egypt. But even though this happened thousands of years ago, we see throughout history that anti-Semites seem to use a similar approach. Often they don't recognize all the good that the Jewish people do for their countries. They forget, it's like as if he was a new king. And then they find all sorts of justifications, like saying they may join the enemy, they don't have loyalty, when actually the Jewish people have contributed to every place where they went so much throughout history. And this situation that happens in Egypt is something that is not just for a long, long time ago, but it's something that we may see today. And with the rise of anti-Semitism in several countries in Europe and other places in the world, we see all sorts of justifications that don't seem to have any basis in logic. If Paro is so worried that they might join the enemy, why does he let them go out of the land? Let them just leave Egypt. Open the door. Why does he enslave them? It does not make sense. But that's what happens many times with the anti-Semitism that you find in the world. They may be accusing the Jewish people of things that are totally imaginary. Yet, that's what it is. But what is the strength of the Jewish people in Egypt, which was a place of galut, a place of exile, is they maintained their Jewish identity. Our Chachamim, our sages say they kept their Jewish names, they kept the Hebrew language, and they were dressed in a way that was obviously Jewish. All these three components are just three aspects of maintaining a strong Jewish identity. And the more we do that, the more we can perpetuate into the very far future the Jewish community. So just like in Egypt, the way the zechut that they had, the merit that they had to be redeemed, is because of these three aspects. We also, any place where we are in the Golah, the more we observe our own laws and go according to the true traditional Jewish identity, the more we are protected from any dangers. And the more we try to imitate the Goyim, like happened in Germany before the Holocaust. Many German Jews felt they were first Germans and then Jews, and they tried to assimilate, and that was the country where the most assimilation was. That was the country where the most anti-Semitism happened, and that's where the Third Reich and Adolf Hitler, Yimach Shemo v'zichro, that's where he started his whole plan to take over the world and go into other countries and go after the Jews wherever they are. In that place where Jews try to imitate and assimilate and become like just one of the local people. So as we go through the lessons from the Torah and indicates things that happen throughout history, the more we strengthen the Jewish identity in our communities and our children, the more protection and the more promise mishamayim that will have the merit to have Bezat Hashem, Mashiach Tzidkenu Kam Yimera B'Yameinu. Amen.